Hey people, Intrud here, 1v1, Ashes of Typhon and blue side. It's Crewfinity as a Kommando Nob, infiltrating Commander that shoots you, stabs you and blows you up. Orky style begins range combat with a twin link shooter up against. On the red side, DarkHero is a Farseer, a support commander that fights in melee combat, lots of great buffs with some debuffs and control abilities too. Ashes of Typhon then, one of those maps I think you have to think about your composition in terms of what units can do well on their own or in small groups of maybe two, because it's kind of split, this map. The central area is kind of like this dead zone with just this contested power hanging out, which isn't really a factor during the game usually, but we shall see. The Kommando Nob can be a pretty good solo hero with his knife and his shotgun and all sorts of tricks and orkiness. Farseer not so much, relies on her buffs quite a lot, though I guess she can buff herself. Some sluggers capping, we've got double shooters for Crewfinity and its Banshees into some more Dire Avengers for DarkHero. Not sure if these players know what exact hero the other players going up as, but Kommando can do some pretty nasty things to Banshees, can catch them with his stun bomb early on for lots of ducker to their face, or of course shotgun them to smithereens in tier 2. Who wants a smack? More sluggers on the field for Crewfinity. Double sluggers, double shooters. We could see a war truck weird boy tier 2 then. But if he gets the Wraith Lord up, he's going to want tank busters, I guess. If you see double sluggers, you want to try and get that walker up if you can quickly, because you stop the, or at least slow down or make less effective that war truck weird boy tier 2, which can be so powerful and so quick into tier 3. That's guide on the what? What did he put guide on? I don't think he put it on anything. Did not see the buff circles on the Howling Banshees there. Lots of war buff circles for the Orks. Banshees got chopped up a little bit, got away with 3 models. These guys in a lot of trouble. Wow. Is he going to drop the squad here? No, that guy has 70 hit points. It should be okay. I say he should be. Down to 40 suddenly, but does do okay. Shooter Boy is now tangling with the Farseer. She does around about 30 DPS, I think, in melee. Wow, takes out a couple of models. Actually does more damage out the gate than the Warlock, but of course the Warlock has Destructor and can jump on your neck and stuff. Dire Avengers now reinforcing. My goodness, it's triple sluggers, double shooters for Crewfinity. Surely the next purchase is going to be a Shuriken. Maybe with Rangers as well, because he needs to try and spot this Commando. If he just gets a Shuriken, Commando can sneak in and just tie it up or throw his stun bomb, unless he actually already has an Exarch, which will spot that Kommando Nob if he gets close enough. And he's got 2 Exarchs up on these Dire Avengers, in fact. No, just the one. Why do those guys have a detector icon if they don't have the Exarch? Do they just naturally detect now? Very strange. Is that a bug? I'm not actually sure what's going on there. I thought it was the Exarch that gives them the detector. It might just be that it wasn't removed when these guys had him before, and it didn't get removed when he died. That would be a bug either way, but let's see how this engagement plays out. Double Dire Avengers in combat with some sluggers there. Banshees again having a rough time trying to find a way into these engagements. There's so much ducker and so much choppiness. These sluggers are getting pretty low though. Looks like they are going to get away. Farseer maybe can finish them off. No. Trying to keep these shooters tied up so they can't fire those shooters. Lots of piercing damage prevented by tying them up. So messy engagement for both players again. And Shuriken Cannon is the next purchase for DarkHero. We might see Gravity Blade tier 2 as well. The Kommando Nob has been kind of out of the engagements, just capping stuff. He's got a little bit of XP. How much XP has the Farseer got? Wow, she's into level 2 already. Look at these Orks sweeping up the map though. Shooter Boy's here with a single model. Now getting their Nob leader or big shooter. Nob leader, there we go. These guys have nothing. He has burners up for only one of the sluggers. Farseer's in a little bit of trouble. Now Banshees in amongst those sluggers, chopping them up good. They do have The aspect of fleetness is what they've gone for, in fact. almost gets them. 7 hit points, 6. They do get away. Look at this Kommando though. Just decapping everything. Triple here for Crewfinity. DarkHero needs to split up cleverly and pick his spots here. Gonna go for the VP, cover it with the Shuriken, and Double Dire Avengers are gonna come and harass this Kommando. Ghost Helm on the way for the Farseer to help him slow down those sluggers. Basically takes one of those slugger squads out of the fight for a good deal of time and does a bunch of damage to them as well, of course. So he can just throw that out and then run after these shooters. He could get aspects up for his Dire Avengers and have 2 grenades to deter sluggers charging in, but that's a lot more difficult to use than just get another Shuriken up, I guess. I suppose. Banshee's jumping over stuff. There's a massive block of cover there. Usually not a good idea to put on a map a piece of cover that big, because of stuff like this. Jumping units have lots of trouble. Sluggers there forced off. These guys going for the power bash, and what did they do? Took out two of the generators, and they got rebuilt. Is that what just happened? Got a weapon team now pushing up a little bit, maybe to facilitate a power bash. Oh, hide the boys on the sluggers. Bad news for these shurikens. And Banshees are going to be there just in time to engage, I think. Were they spotted there, or did he move naturally? Not sure, but he does initiate with the sluggers. He looked like he was backing off there, but he did in fact go in. Got a couple of models off them. There's a stun bomb, the first one I've seen thrown, and it hits pretty well. Got the Farseer and one of the Dire Avengers. Obviously wanted to get both the Dire Avengers there, but Banshee's now coming into their own, gliding through the Ork lines and chopping things up. And Crewfinity, I guess, is just going to go tier 2 with this, is he? Then get a war truck up and go ballistic. Sluggers with melee combat on the Farseer. There's that mind war on those sluggers. Took around about half of their hit points, not quite that much, since they were being shot, I think. Uh-oh, sluggers. Sluggers, they do get away. 2 generators up here. Banshees on decapping duty. Now going to eat some Daka though. Using Fleet to get away. Trying to. When they have their Exarch, Fleet reduces the range damage they receive, I believe, by 50%. Which obviously is a massive benefit for them to get into combat in tier 2. Talking of tier 2, Crewfinity goes is 3/4 of the way there pretty much actually. Here comes the Shuriken to cover this side. I guess DarkHero does not want to get anything else up in tier 1. Still confused about, oh, they do have their Exarch now, about that Dire Avenger squad with a detector icon and only 5 models. Might have just been a bug. So I know the spotters had a similar bug where they still had the detector icon with their tier 2 upgrade, even though they weren't detectors anymore. But I think that's fixed for 2.4.2. It's not in the game anymore. Webway Gate, that's a really dumb place to put it, I think. Obviously he's going to see it put up there. Why would you do that? You just tuck it over here. Or over here for flanks. Put it right out in the open. Some nice grenades going off. Sluggers are going to wipe, I think. Surely. Yes, down they go. I thought they were going to survive then. That was a bad engagement for Crewfinity. While I was faffing around talking about where he could put the webway, he'd lost a whole bunch of Orks there. Lost 2 of his sluggers. Yeah, I think he got hit with some of those leaping attacks from the Exarch leaders of these guys. You see them at the front there with what looks like a chainsaw. Do Eldar use chainswords? I guess they do. Or it might be some kind of saw blade type thing, I'm not sure. I don't know much about Eldar, if you hadn't noticed. War truck on the way for Crewfinity, still going for the war truck. And they don't have aspect of strength, these guys, so they won't have that 50 DPS heavy melee to help out with. He might force a Bright Lance purchase, though I suppose DarkHero has tons of options, including Fire Dragons, of course, out in tier 2, though. Fire Dragons are generally agreed to be pretty overpowered in 2.4.2, so there might be an agreement not to use them here. Especially with Farseer support with a guide and stuff. 369 to 346. These are fully upgraded shooters at level 2, putting out a whole bunch of piercing damage. Here's the war truck. The next purchase for Crewfinity is vital. He should wait to see what DarkHero gets, I think, be reactive. So he doesn't want to get a Wood Boy up if DarkHero's next purchase is a Wraith Lord. That would be pretty bad. There is the War Shout, which saves that Bright Lance, I think. That Shuriken, excuse me. There's a grenade going there. There it is. Misses everything. Banshees getting away with 3 models. They do have their Exarch up. You see at the front there with those 2 swords, which is what? Almost 54 power melee just on that model. Wow. I think the whole squad does over 120 DPS power melee with the Exarch, which is pretty scary when you take into account possible Eldar buffs and just the mobility of Howling Banshees, that are not as mobile as they were, of course, with no melee charge any longer, but they can still fleet around. 329 to 346, and it is a Wraith Lord for DarkHero. Crewfinity needs to respond with, I suppose, tank busters. If he gets a beamy death gun, Banshees just can just rush it, I suppose, though he can slow them down with aiming. What's that? The Kommando knob is down, so no shotgun shenanigans to the special shooter. He goes tier 3, Crewfinity. I guess he's got enough VPs to do it. Even if the Wraith Lord does come and sweep everything aside and he takes this VP, Crewfinity can still harass the west side and buy time that way for knobs or whatever he's going for. I guess it's going to be knobs once he sees the Wraith Lord, though. A tank might be pretty good. Looted tanks are pretty damn good tanks, I think. Wraith Lord with the Shuriken Cannon already purchased, 46.6 piercing DPS, not including the other little piercing weapon he has. You see it firing there on his wrist. Tried to finish off the war truck with grenades. And how much? I don't think it does as much heavy melee as the other walkers, the Wraith Lord. I think it's around about 90 DPS. No, it does the same DPS, I think, but it does less damage per hit. Or no, I'm getting confused. I think it's less DPS, but it does slightly more damage per hit because it attacks so slowly. Smack, there you see it. So that's not too bad. I think it's 10 more damage per hit than like Space Marine Dreadnoughts, but less DPS. Anyway, tank busters on the way in tier 3. A bunch of red for DarkHero and for Crewfinity. He is close to dropping a Rocks, which could be absolutely devastating here. Could help him finish off the Wraith Lord. Could wipe both of those Dire Vendors pretty easily. Quickly get the Shuriken out of the way as well. He hasn't repurchased the Kommando. I guess all he would be doing right now is throwing his stun bomb, unless he invested even more into the special shooter, which would be awesome. It's just so fun to see that thing used against Banshees and Hormagaunts and Heretics and stuff. They just explode into pieces. Tank busters doing their thing. Lots of damage from these guys, especially with that, the barrage, which completely misses the Wraith Lord. They need to use red to use that ability, I believe, because these guys don't actually have any energy, as you can see. Has he got enough for a nuke? Not quite. He might use it right here. But when I get a Wraith Lord a little bit lower, tank busters run into the Shuriken and get caught by the Banshees, who were in turn suppressed by the Shooter Boys. Look at this though. Sluggers jump into a war truck to grab a VP. Fully upgraded, level 2 with Knob Leader and Burners are pretty scary. Wraith Lord's going to go over there and persuade them to leave though. Power Bash from Banshees. Looted tank on the way. Now this is where it can start to turn around for Crewfinity. Should start to turn around. DarkHero has no power generators whatsoever. Oh, there's a Gravity Blade. So we do see it in the end, even though there's only one Slugger squad remaining. Rune Armor also gives her insane energy buffs. I mean, look at that. More than doubles her energy and gives her more energy regen and gives her Psychic Storm. It is an amazing piece of war gear, that Rune Armor. Slugger Boys level 2. Gonna chop up some Shuriken models on retreat. Did they lose one? Yeah, they did, I think. Okay, so Crewfinity doesn't have this VP, but a tank is on the field, making its way up towards this VP. You can see on the minimap there. Obviously, you're going to be targeting this Wraith Lord, although you might fire off the... Ouch, nice grenade. It might fire off the disruptive shot, whatever that thing is called, before he targets it. So, ouch. Drops the Knob Leader. This might be the end of the Wraith Lord if he chases. Tank Bus is doing some really good work. Yeah, it's going to go down. Got a chase looted tank. Oh, that misfired or something. What the hell? Down it goes. Tank Bus has actually finished it off there. DarkHero's kind of in a hole here. Oh, Bright Lance pops onto the field. There we go. That's going to keep the looted tank at bay. Banshees need to get in there and war shout if they can. There we go. There's the war shout. Only suppressing one of them though. And they took so much damage there. Farseer did actually get away. I thought she went down. Still doesn't have this VP though, Crewfinity. Not looking good for DarkHero, is it? Not looking good at all, in fact. He's got no resources to get anything. Can't get into tier 3 to drop his nuke. Crewfinity has a nuke. Army advantage. Map advantage. How does DarkHero get into this game? Needs a really good and or lucky engagement here. I guess he can start pressuring the west side, get some VPs, and buy some time. But he's just going to get his power locked down here, I suppose. Going to send his Banshees left side? Nope. Banshees come to join the fight. Exactly where Crewfinity wants him all to be. On this VP side, there's the Tank Buster Barrage. Doesn't do a whole lot. Should have waited for the Bright Lance to set up and then used it to disrupt. He might drop a nuke here. It's exactly where he wants them for the nuke. That is a prime target for the nuke. There's the Gravity Blade with its levitation. Bright Lance just gets away. There's that disruptive looted tank shot, but it did not disrupt because they were retreating. And everything gets away safe-ish. Did they not drop a model, these Banshees? Yes, they did. Okay then. Crewfinity still in control. Repurchases the Kommando knob. Has no war gear, but he's level 2. Could get the special shooter up. Please do so. And just make it hell for those Banshees. DarkHero cannot purchase anything. He's just reinforcing stuff. And now that power's being bashed. And this is being capped. Not looking good at all for DarkHero. He needs to go down the west side, surely. Is he splitting here? What is he up to? He's not splitting. Wants to try and defend the power he has, I guess. Tank busters, as accurate as Orks usually are there with their rockets. Shooter Boy is almost level 4. These guys are level 4, so that is scary. Banshees just get focused immediately. And that was the X-Arc going down straight away. Oh, that's Psychic Storm. I was going to say, did he use levitation there? No, it was the Psychic Storm. The Farseer just likes to float in the air, showing off when she uses her abilities quite often. So another push that achieved absolutely nothing apart from feeding XP. He needs to split. Power's down now. There's no reason to keep going over there. Look at the map. Triple cap here for Crewfinity. With a nuke in hand. Been pretty one-sided so far, to be honest. Ever since that Wraith Thor went down. DarkHero's been desperately just trying to do something. There's a stun bomb. Can he dodge it or anything? Yes, he can. And there's Embolden on both of these guys. Doing more damage. What is this Kommando not trying to do? Trying to drop a rocks. There we go. Nice. Needs to split. Needs to split. Needs to split. Dodges the rocks well. A big one smacked the Farseer in the face. But other than that, got away with that. Really strange play from Crewfinity. 298, 125 triple cap. Bright Lance going to set up, do some damage to that looted tank, and Guide is up. Look at that damage there. That was just 2 shots. Look at the map now. Going to get this rec point uncapped, I think. Looted tank driving straight into a Bright Lance again. There's a Psychic Storm, nicely timed, and an Autarch drop. That's pretty cool. Tank Buster Barrage disrupting the Bright Lance. Banshees are forced out. No, that was Dire Avengers forced out of there. Banshees are still in play. Slugger's trying to fight stuff and run away. Oh, look at this. What's this? It's Dire Avengers capping Crewfinity's natural. 298 to 81. There is the 2-1 for DarkHero somehow. Crewfinity is really screwing this up. Just blundering into this engagement here, kind of. Drops. The shooters are down. Just dropped his shooters. Down they go. Tank Busters may not get away either. Was that? I think that was Guide on those Banshees briefly. Tank Busters are going to get away. Looted Tank limping back to base here. Nob Squad now. Which is bad. Real bad for DarkHero. How are the Banshees doing in terms of... They are level 4 and can buff them with Guide, and that's it actually. But he can use Psychic Storm and Ghost Helm and the Levitation Field to stop those knobs. That is a huge amount of energy intensive abilities to get right. Well, I suppose Mind War is just fire and forget. Just need to target them. Levitation Field is not that hard to use. Aiming the Psychic Storm might be tricky if they initiate in a crazy way. Nob Squad are on the field. Here they are with their heavy melee huge choppers. Getting meaner and greener gives them Frenzy, which is an amazing ability. Gives them full damage immunity and a damage buff and immunity to suppression. Can still disrupt them, and it does cost 75 red, and I think only lasts 8 seconds these days, and there's a 60-second cooldown, so it can drain your red pretty quickly using that. Hide the boys. Going straight after the Bright Lance, are they? Oh. Oh, the Farseer was waiting there. Didn't even see her. I think I've lost the indicator. Yeah, can't see the indicator for her. Throws them aside with a bit of power melee damage. And look how much health the Nob Squad has lost already. What is the Bright Lance doing now? What is it doing? Acting very strangely. I think Nobs are chasing it around. That's why, yeah. Banshees are chopping them up. Momentum buffs going off from the huge hammers. Here's a looted tank. Banshees in a fight to the death here. Yeah, as soon as the Nob Squad turn around and pay them some attention, they are in trouble. There's a Psychic Storm. No, look at that damage on the Nobs. Wow. If that War Truck wasn't there, he might have taken them out. 200 to 81. Warp Spiders on the way for DarkHero. Can use a Haywire Grenade on his vehicles and also do a bunch of piercing damage to the Nobs while keeping distance. You get the impression that Crewfinity really has made a meal of this, but DarkHero is still in here. If only he could go into tier 3. He needs to spend that red. He needs to drop some gates down here and keep harassing these sides. Farsight is not a huge help to him right now. Not like he can drop another Autarch either. Could Sky Leap her for the entry grenades again. Another way to control the Nobs with those stuns, maybe. Triple cap over Crewfinity. This might be it. 193 to 52. Takes his entire army west. Sluggers are there. Shooters are there. Bright Lance is in a bad place. Warp Spiders on the field. Having trouble getting line of sight, I think. But now they are shooting those shooters down. Wow. Grenade spike. Nicely done. And where is the Farseer? Is she in there? She is in there. How much damage do these things do? 65 melee DPS. Nobs are heavy infantry. Ouch. They do take full damage from melee weapons. But that was bad engagement for DarkHero. Would have been a massive ask to pull that off. Single cap hit for Crewfinity. It's going to be enough to end the game, I think. Oh, there's the 1-to-1. Autarch being sneaky. Warp Spiders can now teleport over to this east side, surely, and grab this. Uh oh, looted tank is chasing him. He's trying to fight it. Don't try to fight it. Throws the Haywire. Should have gone for the VP, I think. But this is an Autarch chasing with whatever the hell she starts with. I think it's 40 DPS power melee or 50 maybe. She can't get her fusion gun until tier 3. More sluggers on the way for Crewfinity. What is that? The 4th slugger squad he's had. Crewfinity now gets a 2-to-1. Banshee's leaping in. Frenzy up for the Nob squad. And this is going to be game, I think. Warp Spiders should have gone over here. Would have been able to stop the... No, they wouldn't have been able to stop the 2-to-1, would they? Because he would have just decapped here anyway. Well, there we go. DarkHero just bled so much models after using the Wraith card. Could not get anything out. And Crewfinity went tier 3 at just the right time to get that Nob squad and that looted tank and really make it tough for DarkHero. Made a bit of a meal of it though, Crewfinity. He's level 2, the Kommando Nob. Didn't get any war gear whatsoever, I don't think. The Farseer was fully kitted out, level 7 with Gravity Blade, Ghost Helm, and that awesome rune armor. There you have it, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.